Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. So last week I released my birth story, giving birth in a public hospital, and I only felt that it made sense for this time around to give you tips on what to do and how to prepare, do's and don'ts of when or preparing to give birth in a public hospital. I've done it 3 times, so I thought let me share my tips with everyone, and I've categorized everything as I always do. So I'm not gonna make this long. Let's get started. So first thing, I'm going to start with the different wards that you find in a public hospital. You have the normal vaginal delivery, which is the labor ward, which is where one goes when they're in labor, full swing. Then you have the ones upstairs, which are like the, not special wards as per se, but those the cesarean wards, where either someone is waiting to get a cesarean or they have a certain condition and they have to stay in the hospital until they give birth, right? So those are all gemmed and mixed in one. And then you get the third one, which is high care, which is for those who really have high blood pressure and really intense conditions that require them to stay there to be watched 24/7 until they give birth, and sometimes after as well. Okay, so labor ward is when you go there, you're having contractions and things are real. My tip is, when you get there, prepare that you'll be going in alone, especially because of COVID. There's no visitors, your partner will not be allowed in. You most probably going to give birth by yourself with a nurse and doctor, whoever's there. You'll be alone until you leave the hospital, so they won't be able to visit or anything like that. So just prepare yourself emotionally for that. It's okay, it's just a few days, you're gonna go back home, things will be normal, but just prep that and know that that's a possibility. Okay, number 2, you will have to breastfeed. You won't be given a choice not to breastfeed, so don't bring any bottles or formulas. I did that only because with my first, I literally had no breast milk coming out, and I had to wait for the nurses to bring me formula, and the one would be late, no one would be in, so I secretly just made my child formula and secretly fed her a bottle. But if I was seen, they were going to tear me apart. So please make sure you know about latching. Make sure you've tried to somehow practice, gotten around it. Please ask for help when you're there as well. Ask a nurse. They do have a lactation specialist who's there free of use if you ask for her. I didn't know that until I actually went to ask, and they're like, okay, she'll be in here at 3, and really she came around and she assisted with me. So just prepare. Even if you're someone who's not going to breastfeed after leaving the hospital, just know that they will force you to breastfeed there. There's no bottle formula unless you really have no breast milk coming out. And then ask. No one will tell you anything there, hey? They'll come give you medication, injections, they'll give your child injections. They're not going to tell you what it's for. So you need to ask and get yourself informed of, okay, this is happening now and that, okay? So that's just how the wards go, and just generally. And then packing, I do have a my hospital bag video, what I packed for going to give birth in a public hospital. Keep things minimum. I worked in a 3-day rotation, so I brought enough for 3 days. Day 3, my husband would come, take the dirty clothes and bring me 3 days worth, just to keep the amount of luggage that you have with you at a bare minimum. The suitcase that I had with me had was password protected and locked, So when I went to give birth, locked it, they put in a plastic and everything like that. So don't bring a lot of things. There's no need, because you don't know how long you'll be there, especially if, like me, you're going in for an elective cesarean. You don't know how long you're going to be in the hospital for. So just keep your packing to the bare minimum. Bring your own toilet paper. Bring at least 2 to 3 rolls. Keep them in your bag. Don't keep them on that little desk cabinet thing you have next to you, because then everybody gonna want to use it. So just be aware of that, because they don't always have toilet paper for everyone. I know it seems like a bare necessity you would get. Not really. Bring all your own wash stuff. Like I said, there's a link to my hospital bag, what I packed, everything I packed. I used absolutely everything there. It came in handy. So yeah, so just keep that in mind when you're going as well. Another thing is, bring a simple, the outfit that you go in with on that day. If you are going in for elective C-section like me, make it your go home outfit, so that you keep, again, the amount of clothes that you have at a bare minimum. Okay, so that's the base for me. Also, number 2, wake up really early to wash. I mean, set your alarm for 4 a.m. and be washed. You never know when it's going to be your turn to give birth, and you don't want it to come and you haven't washed. And number 2, people generally wake up around 5, 6. Well, the nurses, that's the time when they wake us up. And then there's a long line for the bathroom. By the time you get there, man, the floor is wet. There's just so much happening. I would wake up at 4 a.m., go and wash, tired as I am, put lotion, be fresh, and just go back to bed. And then I know when the nurses make their rounds at 5 a.m. to check on us and do all those things, I'm clean, I'm fresh. If my name is coming up to give birth, I'm ready to go. So keep that in mind. Another thing to make things easier, go wax. Go and wax. Go get you a wax. Makes things easier. They don't have to wax, like, shave you themselves if you're gonna give birth via C-section, because I know last time they left a lot of young cuts because they use a blade, and I was like, just wax yourself. It will make things much easier. Also, follow the rules and go according to what's happening. Once you're there after day 1, you'll know the routine. You guys are woken up at 5 a.m. You put onto the ECG machine for the baby to check the heartbeat for a couple of minutes. Once you're done, then you get ready. You're gonna be given, you're gonna go to a little room where you get those urine things. You're gonna go pee in them. They're gonna test it and then write in your book, right? Be aware of all the times it's happened, so that you do everything that they ask you to, and check your book yourself. And one of them, I saw a +2 something protein in my urine. I googled it. Seemed like I might have an infection. I asked my doctor about it, because they didn't look at everything in my book, and they got my urine tested just in case, and it just came out as a false positive or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, keep track of whatever it is they find in urine, and they write. If there's something special written there, Google it and ask when your doctor makes the rounds, just so you stay informed, because they're not always going to check everything. Some doctors are really thorough. They check everything. They're nice. They press you. Some literally are just doing their rounds. They're just doing just to get by and say, I was here, you know. If you feel any pains, speak to the nurse. Be kind. Be courteous. They're humans. You will see the amount of work that they have. They really aren't rude. They just overwhelmed, overworked with minimum resources. So leave your pride, leave your ego at the door, and come in as humble as is, and you should get by. And like I said, with food as well, if you can have someone who can bring you. Some days the food is great. Some days you're just like, what is happening? Especially weekends. Weekends, just get someone to bring you food. Let's just bring snacks. Like, have a bag where it has just like all the nice that you like to eat, snacks, dry foods that can stay in a packet for a while and it stays with you. And then the fresh food someone can bring for you if they can, especially for the weekend. But during the week, you should be fine. So try and get a food rotation coming in for the weekend, just so you have something nice to eat. Yeah, and keep hydrated. Please drink plenty of water while you're there, and just really take care of yourself. Try to talk to people around you. It does make the time there much nicer, as per se. You meet really great people. And then lastly, just leave all your expensive goods at home, you don't need them. You can keep your ring. I kept my ring. They just put a plaster around it when I was going to give birth. But valuables, please keep it at home. If you are going to go somewhere, like go downstairs, have a buddy, someone you trust, you've been speaking to watch your stuff while you're gone. It is a public hospital. Those cabinets don't have lockers, and some of them, when you open them, man, inside, yeah, no, there's not even a point. So yeah, so that's my tips and my advice for giving birth in a public hospital. And just if you see that you have been there for a while, be persistent, ask what's going on. I think the people who get out quicker are the ones who, as I was saying, my battery died, so yeah, I think this is a sign that the video needs to end. As I was saying, those who ask what's going on when they're next in the line, those who ask persistently when they next in the line and what's going on, they're the ones who get helped, and just get out quick. And that's my tip, that's my advice. Hang in there. If you're pregnant and you're going to give birth in a public hospital, you know what to expect, so you know how to prepare yourself. Hang in there, you can do this. It will be over. It will be a story you can tell, that you can laugh about in a few days' time. You will have moments where you laugh and it's just absolutely hilarious. It's not all bad, as they say. It's just the waiting can get much, but that's it. You can do this, and you will survive this. You will leave with your baby and everything will be okay. Just have patience, humility, and you'll get through it. And if you have any questions, or you feel like I've left anything out, or others want to add their own tips for going to a public hospital, please leave them down in the comment section, and just let us have a communication and help each other out, just so the next person can also know and be prepared for their little bundle of joy. On that note, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.